guys, it's Kathy. Happy New Year. And I hope your holiday was extraordinary and that 2022 will just get better and better. And I hope that you all are safe and healthy. And that's all we can ask for. Oh, except and loved. Today I thought I was fooling around with some dies. This is a big moth die that I got. I think it's a Tim Holtz. And after I'm making a nature journal, when I was finished cutting my moth out, I realized what was left was this cool, almost mask of a die. And what I thought I'd do is to make a little folder to go into my journal. And first, I'm going to start with, I think, just applying some ink. I'm going to use Vintage Photo. I'm going to do that first. And I want it to look almost, oh, that's not coming off at all. I want it to look almost like leather. Ooh. And perhaps a little bit of green over the top. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted. That kind of mossy color. I'm finishing up my nature journal. I'm so excited. I'm down in Miami and we have a beautiful botanical garden called Fairchild. And I'll be teaching a kind of a Book Arts 101, and I'll be creating a nature journal, nature themed journal with them. And the garden was nice enough to give me some old, like, marketing photos and such from the garden. And so we're going to be using that, plus some papers that I've collected. So I think it'll be fun. Next thing, I'm going to add a book page, I think, to the back. Yeah. And I also want to well, this isn't working. Let me grab another ink. There we go. Whoa. Okay. Let me get that stuck on here with some glue. Yeah, I usually don't keep these pieces after I've cut out my, you know, the other part. Usually throw away this part. I thought, wow, this will make something really cool. Hopefully. Okay. Whoops. That's my puppy. He knows I'm recording. Just get some of this ink off before it dries. Okay. I want it to be a little more even. But I like that. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is fold this in half to make a journal cover, kind of a fold out cover. I'm gonna fold it in half so that the half is actually half of the moth. Just like that. I'm gonna have to trim it up, I think. Let me see. Yep. It didn't quite come out. It's a little catty-wonky. That's okay. Okay. Let me make this a little straighter. That's good. And then let me go over, whoops, the inside. Okay, now I have a little piece of kitty. I have too many animals. All my animals are always in my stuff. Can't live with them and can't live without them. I have a little piece of a die cut that was a scrap, and I'm going to put that right here. But before I do, I want to add just a little bit of color to it. Let me move that light. And put something down so you can see what I'm doing. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of this blue metallic wax to around the flowers. I don't really care if it gets on other things because I just want kind of the appearance of it. Just a touch. Get another wipe. Usually when you put on wax, it's not a great idea to use your fingers unless you have gloves on. But okay. Then I'll put a little bit of this gold on it. This is just to give it a slight different color than the black. Just like that. Not too much. I'm not particular. You know, it's not like I'm, what do you call it, like painting it in so it's perfect. I just want some color. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue it right on the edge there. I think that'll be pretty. And when I do something like this, I kind of just put dots of glue, you know, on the parts that are so thin. Okay. Pretty, so it gives it some dimension from the back, and this looks kind of like tree bark or something in the floral section. Now I'm going to open this, and I want to reinforce what will soon be the spine. And I'm going to do that just with some washi tape. Just like that. I'm going to add a little more color. Okay. Press that down. Next thing I want to do is add a few pockets. And let's see what I have. I have this beautiful paper collection from Stamperia. I just think it's gorgeous. And I have a little bit left. Let me see what I have. I know there was a bug one that I liked. I might be able to use this. I kind of like this one. Sold. Okay. Let me see if this is going to be big enough. Yes. So what I'm going to do is cut that out that way. Let me see if this would work too, this grasshopper. This is the Samperia, I want to say Spring Botanical Collection. So it's really pretty. So yeah, I was more looking for something like this. What I think is I'm going to cut it now, but I think I'm going to tear it. Actually, I'm not going to tear it because I'm going to put a notch in it. I'm just going to cut that straight across. So it's like that, and let me put this up here. Okay, and before I do that, I want to cut some notches. Excuse me for a moment, I forgot to get my circle punch. And I'm also going to round some corners. First, with my favorite tool, I don't know, there's something just so satisfying about this tool. And punch it. And punch it. Little green for a change. And a little green Save the scraps. It's one thing we have a lot of, right? We have a lot of scraps. Put this away. Clear the deck. So I can go in and put our little, oh, that was the kitties too. And to go in there, I have these beautiful tags. There's a pretty one here. Oh, and this is kind of pretty. It has some bugs on it. And I'm going to glue, before I cut them out, I'm going to glue them on this so that they have a backing. Let me cut off the bottom though. And we're just going to do it. So then when I put these in the pockets, they'll have a journaling space on the back. Okay. So what's your next project, you guys and gals? After you recover from the holidays. This journaling class I'm teaching, the trickiest part, because it's materials included, is making sure I gather up all the materials, because you know, as we craft, we have access to everything we need. So I'm really trying to be diligent to recognize everything that I used in making the journal that I'm going to show them how to make. And that does get pretty tricky. I'm also going to put green around these. This is the first time I've ever used color distress ink, like around things. I usually don't do that, and I kind of like it. God knows I have so many colors, but I always use vintage photo because I kind of like the, you know, the antique-y look. The vintagey look. And that goes in there. cute. Okay, so the next part is creating a signature. So I'm going to grab some journal paper. I thought I took it out. In fact, I know I took it out. Oh, there it is. My kitty's sitting on it. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 1/4 inches high. So I'm going to cut this at 5 inches high. And let me see how many pieces are in here. 2, 3, 4, okay, that's good. Cut it like, fold it in half. And next I'm going to put that in here. And I'll show you in a moment what I'm going to do with the length. So next I need a needle. A pokey tool. I'm going to use a big needle simply because it has a bigger eye. And sometimes the thread I'm using, it's hard to thread the other one. Okay. I have that ready to go. Next, I want to put some holes in here. Put one on that side. Ooh. I was using some black fur and so it got all over my clips. Okay, we'll go in the center. And really probably only needed 2 holes for this, but that's okay. Okay. And let's bind her up. Bind her up, Scotty. Down through the center. Up through the top. Down through the bottom. And up through the center. Make sure it's tight. Let me cut it. That's good. Easy peasy. Okay. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to tear these kind of in a, what do you call that? A waterfall kind of mode. I'm going to start small because I have about 12 pages. And some are going to be pretty close to each other because I have so many pages for this little journal. You see how I'm doing? I'm just sticking my finger next to where I want it to tear and using my finger kind of as a ruler. This is where it gets tricky because it's already to the end of the journal, which is okay. You can always fix it up at the end. Okay, so these I'm going to have to bring them in a bit. Okay, just like that. Now, I'm going to color the edges, and the edges only, not the tops. Yeah, it looks better when I do it a little darker, I think. Okay, let me do the first ones again, a bit darker. There. Oh, I think that looks so cool. It'll be a cool place to journal. Oh, I should do the backs too. At least a little bit. Okay, just like that. I'm not going to put anything else on the front. I like the plainness. Then when you open it up, it's nice and colorful. So I think that's perfect. And this is going to go in my journal. Find a good place for it. Actually would be pretty right there. Oh, I like this purple. Let's see. My puppy. Whoops. I kind of like it across from this. I'll find another place for this one. Maybe I'll put this in with this little book. Perfect. Okie doke. Well, I hope that you enjoyed following along. I hope you try one. They were so, as you saw, easy to make. And I think they add so much interest. I love the idea of using the masking part or the leftovers from a die cut. Anyway, you all have a great afternoon and a wonderful year. Take care. Bye.